Gustav Klimt has to be one of the most notable artists of all time. His captivating use of patterns and elegant style have pushed him to the famous artist he is now. The artist was born in 1862 in Baumgarten, located in the Austrian Empire, and lived in poverty with his 7 brothers and sisters. He enrolled in the Vienna School of Arts and Crafts and studied as an architectural painter through a scholarship. And then soon after that, he began his early professional career by painting interior murals and ceilings in large public buildings with his brother, Ernst. Klimt became one of the founding members of the Vienna Secession, where they focused on making exhibitions for unconventional young artists and helped publish its own magazine to showcase members' work. The group supported different kinds of art styles like naturalist, realist, and symbolist art styles and challenged the realistic painting styles at the time. In 1888, Klimt received the Golden Order of Merit from Emperor Franz Joseph I of Austria for his contributions to his mural paintings in the Burg Theater in Vienna. However, despite his success, he faced opposition for the kind of work he did because of the erotic imagery it had. The use of eroticism in his artwork made Klimt's work stand out from the artists at the time. Many of the women were painted in evocative positions and expressed sensuality and sex, and Klimt says himself, "I have never painted a self-portrait. I am less interested in myself as a subject for painting than I am in other people, above all, women." During his lifetime, he never married, but had a lot of mistresses and affairs, and fathered 14 children. Regardless of his subjects in his work, he has a large impact in the famous movement called Art Nouveau. The Art Nouveau translates to New Art, was a movement dedicated to make art more modern because at that point, Industrial Revolution produced art to a widespread. The movement lasted shortly from 1890 to 1910 because of World War I. Many of the Art Nouveau artists used contour line drawings and flat graphic styles over the prominent realistic styles from before. The art for the movement were highly decorative and used a lot of movement in the figures. Some of the most well-known artists are Alphonse Mucha, Antoni Gaudí, Aubrey Vincent Bresley, and Gustav Klimt. Even though the movement was short, it paved way for the Art Deco style that will eventually make modernism style it is today. Klimt's style is a mix of surrealism, realism, and graphic art in his paintings, where the subjects of his paintings are rendered and look realistic, but the proportions of the figure themselves are exaggerated. And what surrounds the image in the background are beautiful decorative detailing and flat rendering, which makes the figure pop even more in the painting. The collection of work that uses a large amount of gold in it is called Klimt's Golden Phase. His style was inspired by the beautiful mosaics of Venice and Vienna and by the gold techniques of the Byzantine imagery. He created a large amount of work using gold leaf and two-dimensional perspective. And besides his use of gold leaf, Klimt used repeated patterns throughout his work and vibrant colors to go with it. Most of his paintings utilize gold leaves and pattern and is shown in the Portrait of Adele, Bloch-Beur I, and The Kiss. His style uses a lot of mythology and allegory to disguise his erotic nature in his art. One of the most important pupils to Gustav Klimt was Egon Schiele. These two artists shared many common interests, especially drawing women in provocative positions. These two artists shared an artistic friendship that lasted over many years, and their art styles are similar but maintain their differences by their varied use of color and line. Klimt's style is more decorative with pattern, and Schiele's style incorporates a unique way of brushstrokes and line. These two artists were a major influence in each other's art, and they both shared the same kind of subject by using eroticism in both of their artworks. One of the most famous art pieces in the 20th century is called The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. The subject of the piece is a woman being kissed on the cheek by her male lover, and it depicts the couple's sexuality for each other and the symbolism of the kiss as intimacy between a man and a woman. The male figure is the dominant one between the couple because he is pursuing the kiss first and has black and gray blocks to represent masculinity. The girl is shown with softer shapes and colors, and around the girl's head is a circle of patterned flowers to depict the femininity in the girl. The kiss depicts a love so unified and content between the lovers, which is someone that can relate to their lover, or a depiction of the perfect love. A lot of historians debated whether this painting is a depiction of his companionship with Emile Louis Floch, but it's hard to say because most of his private life was kept in secret. Even if Gustav Klimt went against the societal norms of his subjects during his time, because of his subjects and his use of gold and the way he positioned his art pieces with the use of patterns and colors, he is the artist that he is now. And without him, we wouldn't have the formation of modernism and Art Deco. And I know there's like other artists like Alfonso Mucha and other artists, but I have to say that Gustav Klimt is one of my favorite artists, and he's such an influence in every other artist as well.